Welcome back, you're watching 9 News. Moving on to Asia News. Two Chinese technology giants have been warned by the US panel that they pose a threat to national security and that the two firms should be banned from any US mergers and acquisitions. After a year-long investigation by the US House Intelligence Committee, the reports concluded that the two Chinese firms, Huawei and ZTE, pose security risks to the United States, as their equipment could be used for spying on Americans. The report said that US regulators should block the two firms from any mergers and acquisitions in the country, and suggested that computer systems in the US government should not include any components from the two firms. The US panel also said that firms failed to allay fears about their association with China's government and military. Huawei and ZTE, among the world's leading suppliers of telecommunications gear and mobile phones, both denied posing a security threat and being under Beijing's influence in front of the panel in a congressional hearing last month. American military and intelligence officials have long been warning privately that China poses a cyber espionage threat to US defense systems and companies. Government officials have been reluctant to voice those concerns publicly for fear of angering China. However, that has begun to change as the report represents a direct statement of concerns about specific Chinese companies. Myanmar opposition leader Aung San Suu Kyi declared her willingness to serve as president and her party's intention to amend the constitution to allow her to do so. Suu Kyi said as a leader of the National League for Democracy party, she is willing to take the role of the country's president if that is what the people want, and which would be in the next election in 2015. However, a clause in the constitution that effectively bars her from the job is one of several her party wants to change. The constitution bars anyone from presidency whose parents, spouse or child enjoys the privileges of being the citizen of another country. Suu Kyi's late husband was British and the couple had 2 sons who live outside of Myanmar. On the other hand, Myanmar leader Thein Sein has said in an interview recently that he would accept democracy champion Aung San Suu Kyi as president if elected, but added that he could not alone amend rules that bar her from power. The International Monetary Fund has cut its forecast for Japan's growth this year in 2013, saying a slowdown in disaster reconstruction spending will weigh on the world's third largest economy. In its latest World Economic Outlook, the Washington-based International Monetary Fund projected that Japan's economy would grow 2.2% and 1.2% in 2012 and 2013, respectively, down from its July forecast of 2.4% and 1.5%. The report cited damage to factories, power outages and other disruptions from the March 11th quake and tsunami, as well as the heavy flooding in Thailand that hammered factory output for Japanese firms with plants there. The report stated that although earthquake-related spending has lent support to the growth in 2012, the number would drop significantly in the next year. Now moving on to sports news. Both the men's and women's #1 seeds took top honours in the China Open tennis tournaments that drew large crowds in Beijing.
In the men's draw, Novak Djokovic, the world #2 men's tennis player, beat France's Jo-Wilfried Tsonga 7-6 and 6-2. The excellent tennis and evenly balanced first set got the big and enthusiastic crowd going, especially when it went down to a tiebreaker. The second set, however, went all Djokovic's way. As he battles to return to the #1 world ranking, Djokovic took time out at the end of play to do some Gangnam-style dancing with the ball boys and girls, much to their and the crowd's delight. In the women's final, world #1 Victoria Azarenka had a surprisingly easy victory over star attraction Maria Sharapova, beating her in straight sets 6-3 and 6-1. Despite hitting 39 unforced errors, Sharapova admitted that her opponent had outplayed her in Beijing's National Tennis Stadium.
With the one-off rugby league test between the Kiwis and the Aussies just days away, both teams are working hard on the tactics, but they're not letting anyone in on their secrets.
These tactical moves are considered so important to both teams' possible success that the media have been excluded from seeing anything other than general training. These hard-fought test matches are used to show the strength of these two great opponents, even though Australia have a population of 20 million versus New Zealand's 4 million. The Kiwis' hopes are high for a victory on Saturday, as they have been encouraged by a number of New Zealand players representing their country of birth, rather than Australia where they have played, and they do not have as many injuries as has been the case in the past. Although the Aussies are talking down their chances of success, they are still the favourites.
The world's fastest man and best-known athlete, if not sportsperson, touched down in Auckland for a few hours, wowing the crowds.
Don't tell the kids or adults who mingled or just got a glimpse of their hero that it was just a marketing gimmick. They loved it and swore he was a huge inspiration. Bolt has a wonderful manner of the relaxed Jamaicans that he applies to great effect among the crowd. He spent some time with the New Zealand Breakers basketball team, but clearly needs to improve on his shooting, which he did by simply using his ability and height to slam dunk his shots.
Now moving on to Happy Diner, introducing and reviewing favourite restaurants in Auckland.
Travelling up in the glass-fronted high-speed elevator, you will be up in the air standing at 192 metres high in just 40 seconds, looking over the entire Auckland city, including views of the harbour and Auckland cityscape.
This is a must-go place in Auckland. Not only is it the tallest tower in Auckland, it's also the tallest building in the Southern Hemisphere. This is also a seafood buffet restaurant, allowing you to enjoy both stunning views and great food.
Not only does this observatory present stunning views, it also offers a splendid seafood buffet with a large selection of seafood, meat, salads, specialty ethnic dishes, and of course, desserts.
We have selection of sashimi, queen scallops, which are from Nelson, some crispy fried crab, black bean, steamed mussels. Pastry department supplies us with all fresh desserts, so pavlova, apple tart, some panna cotta, so yeah, a selection of mousses and fresh fruit.
Although it was showering, but standing in a place so high while looking over the miniature buildings and cars, gazing at the raindrops on the window, was somewhat a romantic dining experience.